Welcome to Flex Fitness Golfers. What I'm going to demonstrate for you today is a seated hamstring stretch, so you can work on some stretching in your hamstrings. I just strongly encourage, maybe use a stick or a foam roller on them first before you stretch. Anytime before you stretch, you should be doing some myofascial work first. Otherwise, it's kind of like taking a shoestring and tying the knot and pulling on it. You're just going to make the knot tighter. So always do your myofascial work or use a stick or foam roller before you stretch. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're seated up. You can do this, you can put an ottoman here, you can put another chair at home here. If you feel like this is too high and can't get your leg into this position, you need to be really tall. You don't want the small of your back rounded, you don't want your shoulders rounded. You're up here. Basically what you're doing, and your toes need to be straight up in the air. As soon as your foot turns out like this, you unlock the hamstring. So a lot of people like this position that have tight hamstrings. So you want that toe pulled back towards your shin, you want it straight up and down, you want your leg locked out. Now don't lock your leg out if you're hyperextending. So if you've got a lot of extra flexibility in this knee or hypermobile, just bring it to a neutral position. Don't force it down and bother. This shouldn't hurt your knee at all. Toes straight up and down from the hip. And what I tend to do right here is I just tend to hinge back. See how I keep my posture nice and tall? And I just lean into it. Just go to where you feel a really good stretch. It doesn't need to be brutal. It doesn't need to hurt. That's overstretching. And while you're doing this, you need to breathe nice and easy. In through your nose and out through your mouth. You need to hold this for a minimum of a minute. And you need to do it every day, sometimes several times a day. You can do a couple of sets of these on each leg. But it takes a good 6 weeks of consistency to get a muscle to elongate or get a little bit longer. So you really need to stick to this and do it for at least a minute on each leg. Again, that's a seated hamstring stretch.